Pooncarie plays host to the second round of the BF Goodrich Motorsport Australia Off-Road Championship in what is shaping to be a busy but exciting 2022 championship. Located near Mildura, about an hour's drive north in New South Wales, Pooncarie and the Sunraysia region have a rich motorsport history. This new event promises plenty of excitement too. With a bumper entry list, it's a welcome addition to the AORC calendar. There are returning stars that we are delighted to have back with us here. Those that have been on the podium for the first time, that are eager to convert for their first win, and a great mix of local talent determined to prove that they have a rightful place to be regulars on the national stage. With Finke less than a month away, it is now a question of pace versus points. It's a real delicate balance here. You cannot afford to damage your car before the next stop on the tour, the iconic Tats Finke Desert Race in the middle of June. This is the Kumiella Memorial Club Bendigo Bank Pooncarie Desert Dash. Approximately 400 competitive kilometres make up this year's Pooncarie Desert Dash, with plenty of mixed surfaces and undulating terrain providing lots of challenges throughout the 95-kilometre course. The start line sits at Pooncarie Racecourse before snaking alongside the main road to Wentworth and Mildura, using a mix of private property generously handed over to the event organisers for the weekend. 4 competitive laps now await the entrance, with Prologue on Saturday morning to set the all-important starting order.
The track looks awesome, like it's very open, it's very wide. I think there's obviously a few bits and pieces there that are going to be rough, it's going to be tough, but hopefully the trophy trucks go through and shape it all out for us.
looks like a truck track, so it's going to be rough and tough, and that's what we look for. I think there's going to be a bit of carnage, there'll be a bit of attrition, so it's going to rut right up. There's deep ruts in there after a look lap, so it's going to turn it on especially tomorrow,
I was a bit worried Thursday when we were coming into town because we had a fair bit of rain up here and a lot of puddles around, but yeah, on Recce and then again in Prologue today, the track's dried out a lot and it's pretty much perfect conditions.
It's going to be very technical. First run through seemed to be fairly smooth and plain sailing, but it's going to chop up and it's going to be very, very technical.
With Prologue fast approaching, crews had their first look at the shortened 16-kilometre qualifying course, with a reconnaissance lap to complete before setting their competitive times. And while these reconnaissance laps should be uneventful, for AORC debutant David Kermond, the sighting lap would have dire consequences for the Walkinshaw-backed entry. Less than 500 metres into the course, the Chevrolet went over a jump, a rear shock damaged and falling off the production two-wheel drive entry. While Kermond wouldn't take part in any of Saturday's Prologue or the opening racing lap, the rest of the field was eager to get their events off to the perfect start. It was business as usual for championship leader Josh Howells, the pro buggy driver setting the pace at the front of the field. A standout performance from John Heddericks saw the local driver claim second place, while Ryan Taylor would cross the line third.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. Good start, great result for us. Not a bit surprised, I suppose, to be up in third, but hey, we came here to have a crack, and yeah, really happy.
No, very happy indeed. It's only the Prologue; it'll give us a good starting position, and I'm very pleased and surprised. But yeah, it was lovely. I enjoy the sand and the moisture, the way it's cut up. It really suits the car and me. So yeah, enjoyed it totally.
Good start to the weekend. Yeah, everything feels good. Slight little issue with a stick and throttle, which was interesting, but besides from that, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to sort that easily, and good to go for racing.
With the starting order set, Josh Howells will commence the first of 4 laps in pole position. Toby Waitley was fastest of the trophy trucks, 4th quickest on the 16-kilometre stage. Jake Swinglehurst, Matt Hansen and Shannon Wrench all pushed hard to secure their place inside the top 10. In the King Chrome Side-by-Side Motorsport Australia Championship, young gun Josh Weedman was fastest of all entrants, with St George winner Phil Lovett just 5 seconds behind.
Yeah, it went alright. The track's pretty rutted up already. It hasn't taken very long, so I think now we just got to try and conserve a bit and try and finish.
If motorsport is a team sport, then off-road racing is especially a family sport. For Ryan Taylor, the son of Australian off-road icon, the late Nev Taylor, there's family pride at stake in season 2022.
Racing's sort of what we grew up and what we knew, you know, like going around Australia, you know, whatever race Dad was racing, you know, the kids were always in tow. So, you know, got a lot of fond memories of, you know, being on the side of the track, behind the fence, just, you know, watching Dad do what he does, you know. So cars and were always a part of our life. Racing was always a part of our life, and yeah, so I don't think it was a surprise, no.
Ryan enjoyed a breakthrough podium at the Cobb & Co Hotel St George 399 earlier this year. Now, having completed one significant milestone, he's on the hunt for a first ever AORC victory.
Yeah, I guess we take a lot of confidence from St George. A lot of things, you know, just felt like a good weekend. Not a lot of negatives taken away from it. So a couple of key changes on the vehicle, fix a couple of issues that we did have, not that they were major, and we had a really good result. So, and hopefully that presents well this weekend on the track. So we are on a bit of a points hunt this weekend. Obviously the more the better, but also conscious that with the big round coming up in only 4 or so weeks at Fink, you know, we don't want to do anything to risk that campaign either. So we're down here to, you know, obviously do as best as we can, but also keeping in mind that we've got a big one coming up. We're looking for some good memories coming up, and you know, got to appreciate your good times, have your bad times, appreciate the good ones. So yeah, that's what we're going for.
And whilst Ryan Taylor is entrusted with carrying on his father's legacy, he knows there's a third co-driver in his pro buggy wherever he competes.
Yeah. He's always here. You know, racing is a part of what we did, and you know, he's always around. So his presence is always felt, and yeah, we just keep going, keep doing what he taught us.
With the starting order set, it was time to go racing as Pooncarie took centre stage on the BF Goodrich Motorsport Australia Off-Road Championship calendar. Full of confidence and with a point to prove after his strong showing at St George, Ryan Taylor was throwing everything at championship leader Josh Howells. And the Queenslander found his groove, crossing the line 7 seconds ahead of Howells on the opening lap. Despite an impressive second place, it wasn't smooth sailing for Josh Howells. A gearbox issue early in the day's opening lap, seeing the number 15 Jimco buggy left with just 3rd, 4th and 5th gear. The opening lap would prove to be a dominant one for the pro buggies, filling 8 of the top 10 spots. Shane Elphinstone, in his first event for 2022, was on the pace early. Likewise, Matt Hansen put a disappointing St George event behind him, amazingly 4th fastest despite this big rollover.
Yeah, we had a slight rollover, one of the corners. We were sort of up on 2 wheels for a while, thought it might come down the right way, and didn't happen. So next we're hoping that we landed back on our wheels, which we did, and we just kept going. Well, I think we lost the roof and that was about it. So got back on our wheels and all the temperatures were doing the right thing and got going again, and we're in it for tomorrow.
Only Toby Waitley and Beau Robinson could crack the pro buggy dominance, the pair enjoying their own epic battle in 7th and 8th respectively. On the other side of the Howes Motorsport base, Josh's sister Ali and navigator Sarah Corrigan were in a fierce class battle with fellow Pro Light crew Mal and Melissa Brandle, claiming day one honours by 30 seconds. Alan Dixon third fastest of the Pro Lights in his welcome return to the AORC. While it was a clean run for some, other big names faced trouble on the opening lap. 9-time champion Shannon Wrench's event was done. A blown turbo only 21 kilometres into the lap, ruling the new pro buggy out of contention and potentially jeopardising his place at Fink just 4 weeks away.
Yeah, not good. We actually haven't had a DNF for a while, but yeah, it looks like we've done a turbo. Not sure exactly what it's done much damage to the engine or not, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. It's lost a bit of power about 30 k's into the race, and I was hoping it just blew a turbo line or something off, but looked in the mirror and it had clouds of smoke and was worried it was on fire, but we jumped out pretty quick and luckily there was no fire, just some smoke. So yeah, we'll have to get home and assess the damage.
John and Toby Hedricks also had major issues on the opening lap, undoing all their good work from Prologue. However, it wasn't all doom and gloom in their camp.
Yeah, not ideal, not ideal. It looks like we burnt a couple tips off spark plugs. We may have had the wrong heat range. That's what we're hoping at this stage, so it might be to get going again. We only had 4 cylinders for most of the lap.
In the King Chrome side-by-side Motorsport Australia Championship, Wiedmann continued to lead the way, fastest in class and 18th overall.
Yeah, I mean, the track's rough now, and I mean, a couple of other boys didn't finish, but yeah, we're still pretty good on pace, so we kind of just toned it down a bit and finished for once. So it's like every other one, we've tried to push way too hard and blow everyone away and just break stuff. So this time we actually finished on like a sort of decent pace, so, and we'll just try and do it again tomorrow.
West Australian Nick Hicks was second, a solid run in his first event for 2022.
Beautiful track. It's super fast, a little bit of technical stuff, but and then when you get back into the Prologue, you sort of space the nice deep whoops, deep sort of sandy stuff, which is not ideal in these things. You just got to, get through it, but fantastic track, yeah.
Behind Wiedmann and Hicks, Stephen Henry was also enjoying a strong run, nipping at the heels of Hicks and only 8 seconds behind in third.
It was good. You know, the Prologue track where we ran, and when we came back onto that was really dug out, and the big trucks had done a lot of, damage to it. But the rest of the track was really fun. Now that we're sitting okay and we know that the car's good, we'll just try to be consistent now. Yeah, not break any records and just get to the end of Sunday.
So with one lap complete, this is how the order stands. Ryan Taylor goes into Sunday's action fastest of all competitors. Despite his gearbox issues, Josh Howes managed to finish the day in second. Hansen, Swinglehurst and Freckleton kept the pro buggy dominance going, with Waitley and Robinson the first of the trophy trucks across the line. Gary Turnbull sits 9th, while Jason Noonan rounds out the top 10.
So tomorrow, still 200 Ks of what we just did, which is going to be pretty hard work. So every corner's different really still, so hopefully by the third lap we'll be good, sinking in.
Yeah, a couple of issues out on track, about 10 Ks in, we lost our second gear, so had to drive it through with 3rd and 4th and 5th, which isn't ideal, but anyway, we just drove what we had, and here we are. I'm surprised we're on second, but that's where we sit. We're working on the car, having a look over. We've just stripped the back pan off it, see if we can see something in that gearbox and why it won't stay in second. So we raced what we had. You know, championships are won on your bad days, so we're here just trying to get through.
Yeah, we had a really good lap, and it felt clean and fast, and you never really know what you're doing out there, like as in time-wise. But came in and got the good news. So yeah, stoked. Car's amazing. It's it's really good to drive. Predictable. We've still got some more speed in there as we get to know the track tomorrow. So a few little lift-offs where we won't need to do it tomorrow. But we'll just push on.
Nestled on the Darling River in southwest New South Wales, Pooncarie is home to just 163 people. This weekend, that population swells with the BF Goodrich Motorsport Australia Off-Road Championship cruise in town, bringing a huge economic benefit and some exciting racing to the region. With many experienced competitors showcasing their talent at this event, one fresh face was impressing many, having made it unscathed through the opening day. Lachlan Bailey, the son of 2019 championship runner-up Royden Bailey, is finally making his national debut and eager to go one better in following Dad's footsteps.
Well, Dad's been in it for a few years now and been doing pretty well, and he's obviously moving up to the pro class, so I thought I'd give the Can-Am a crack. Get some seat time and learn how the car reacts and drives just before Finke, so yeah, I'm here to have a go and give it my best, basically. With a side-by-side, it's finishing is a big thing, and yeah, finishing is my main thing, I reckon, yeah.
After making it through one lap on Saturday, a further 3 laps awaited crews on Sunday. Ahead of the final day, there was a mixture of nerves and excitement across the paddock.
The course is going to be tough today. There's big ruts, and we'll turn the boost up, get us through it. It'll be fun.
Today, we're just got to try and get through. Got to get through the rough stuff today. It's getting pretty chopped up out there. We've got a long way to go, 3 laps. So we'll do our best, but got to get to the end.
It wasn't long before the event claimed its next high-profile victim. Only this time it was Josh Howells, whose ever-reliable Pro buggy unexpectedly came to a halt. An alternator issue forcing the team to call it a day.
Yeah, it sucks. Bitter feeling, but what can you do? I know we did what we could last night, all the usual checks over everything, and did the alternator check, blew it out, spun it over, checked everything, and unfortunately it's just gone on us today. So a few Ks into the course, it just stops charging the battery, so the thing shuts down after 8 volts, and that's what it did, so we're here.
With Howells out, Ryan Taylor now enjoyed some breathing space as he hunted his first ever AORC win. But he couldn't rest easy. West Australian Shane Elphinstone doing his best to put the pressure on the race leader. Behind them, Matt Hansen continued his consistent run. While Jake and Kate Swinglehurst were on track for their highest ever AORC race finish. While the leading pro buggies seemed to be enjoying a faultless morning, unfortunately the same couldn't be said for the leading trophy truck stars, with Bo Robinson making an unexpected detour to the pits after this big incident.
Robbo, bit of an incident out there?
Yeah, that's good. Never a dull moment.
What happened?
Trying to conserve fuel. Too slow. Helmet.
All good to go back out there though?
Yeah, mate, it's all sweet.
Toby Waitley's issue seemed more terminal, with engine gremlins once again ending not just his race prematurely, but his father Tony's raced too.
Nah, she's been a bit rough out there for us. We had a loose diff yesterday and we bolted that back in, and today we're really standing it, reeling people in, having a great time. Then we blew a belt and I sort of got a little bit cranky when that happened. But, you know, what I put this thing through today, like, I don't even know how it's even got wheels left on it. It was crazy. Yeah, but we got going and thought, we'll have a crack, and come around the corner and there's Toby on the side of the track. So the checkbook tapped me on the side of the head and said, hey, pull over, you're out. So we pulled in and had a bit of a chat with Toby, and so there was no point breaking this and just literally throw more money away. So we thought, nah, let's just back off, you know, and concentrate on putting the dollars into the truck now. So, yeah.
Tony wasn't the only King Chrome side-by-side Motorsport Australia Championship entry to finish early, with Day 1 leader Josh Weedman involved in a scary crash toward the end of the opening lap. Both driver and navigator coming out of the crash unharmed, despite significant damage to their Can-Am.
Yeah, steering column broke and sent us straight head on into a couple of trees down a big straight, but we're all good. But the car's not so good, so the trees sort of saw it coming because, yeah, they're not moving, so.
That bumped 2021 Kalgoorlie Desert Race winner Nick Hicks to the top spot of the side-by-side runners. While Stephen Henry's mechanical failure on the day's second lap elevated Lachlan Bailey to second place.
We just did a front left drive shaft on that last lap, which we limbed it most of the way back, and then it started getting worse and worse, and jumped out and had a look. Couldn't really do too much about it, so just limped it in, basically.
Yeah, about the only bit that we struggle on is, you know, the tracks just get so deep that you're just ploughing stuff into the cabin, so there's a lot of screen, you know, passing over of the wiping your goggles and whatnot, but no, we're happy. The car's been super strong. SBH Engineering have do all the prep for me. I'm not great on the tools, so those big shout out to those boys. They've prepped me another ripper.
It's very, since yesterday afternoon, it's very rutted out. Those corners are getting really, really deep. It's throwing so much body roll in the car. It's hard on your body. Like, it's all right. We'll just keep going, but it's rough on the car. The sand's thick. Using a lot of second and third gear and just trying to make momentum. But yeah, we're running out of power. But mind you, that was 2 laps, so it was a lot longer. It was a lot harder on the body. So. One more to go. I'm glad it's only a 45-minute break, and let's get it done.
The final lap of the Kumiela Memorial Club and Bendigo Bank Pooncarie Desert Dash continued the same way it began. The Pro Buggies well and truly on top. Ryan Taylor was the first to leave on his final flying lap, eager to build on his gap to Shane Elphinstone, who was ready to pounce. Both Gary Turnbull and Jason Noonan maintained their push for a top 5 spot and even a podium. However, there was no catching Matt Hansen and Jake Swinglehurst, who comfortably occupied 3rd and 4th respectively. In a case of what could have been for John and Toby Hedricks, their recovery drive after Saturday's mishap was in full flight as they started the day in P45 and were fast closing in on a top 10 finish. Despite the buggy dominance, there were still some trophy trucks sitting inside the top 10. Brent Smoothie leading the way in the extreme 2-wheel drive class, and Brett Comiskey not far behind in his Geyser Brothers trophy truck. The lap also emphasised the changing nature of the course, which was taking its toll right across the field. So treacherous had the conditions become, 35 crews were forced to retire on Sunday. While he would eventually cross the line, King Chrome's side-by-side leader Nick Hicks lost his commanding 10-minute lead just 8 kilometres from the finish line. Hicks able to limp home to claim third spot on the side-by-side podium.
It's just one of those things, you know, it's racing, we're safe. Rolled about 6 or 7 times, pulled 11 Gs, but we're healthy. Yeah, testament to the boys at SBH. They put together a fantastic roll cage and great event, bit of a sour ending, but you know, we will line up and do it again. It's one of those things, you can't be on top all the time.
There were no such problems at the front though, as Ryan Taylor and Kai Floyd ultimately charged home to a 40-second win, their first ever victory in the AORC.
Oh mate, ecstatic. Yeah, no words can describe the feeling we've got right now. Just elated and just all the hard work that goes into just coming to these events. And you know, we've been doing this for years, and just finally to get one under the belt is freaking awesome. Leading the championship on points. We came here to get points. We couldn't have done any better this weekend. So we'll take the same prep into Feng and go there for some points and again see what happens.
Taylor may have won the event outright, but Shane Elphinstone and Adam Trewella lost no fans with their outstanding Sunday, rewarded with a 1-second section victory and second place for the weekend.
Yeah, mate, this is perfect actually. Probably the last 20-30 Ks we had to actually taper back a little bit. Everything was starting to get pretty hot just because of the how hungry the sand is for power. So other than that, it was, we were on him most of the day, just had to back off.
Finishing in the top 3 for the first time in recent years, Matt Hansen and Nigel Pendlebury were also rewarded for their gutsy performance with a podium of their own.
Yeah, no, it's good. Good to get some seat time, good to get a finish and end up third. So, yeah, it's good weekend. Yeah, I think we've had 2 rollovers in the past, and every time we have a rollover, we end up on the podium. So it's probably not a good thing to do, but yeah, it seems to work for us. Just a light little go over, not at speed, and as you can see, a little bit of aesthetic damage, but other than that, we're fine. You know, it's much faster. It's much faster to be able to fuel the car when it's upside down. Yeah, the petrol goes in quicker when it's on its through.
All good though, Bo?
Oh, it's all good, yeah.
Man, a few words.
That's right.
As for the King Chrome Side-by-Side Motorsport Australia Championship, Hicks Issue handed Lachlan Bailey and Nathan Sarasic the win, marking a memorable AORC debut for the young South Australian.
I think we got a bit lucky, but that's racing, I suppose. Yes, very unexpected, but obviously racing's racing, and we're here to finish, and that's what we did, and the result came with it.
A very different looking podium for the championship, with Ryan Taylor and Kai Floyd's victory promoting them to the top of the AORC standings, while Jake and Kate Swinglehurst's best ever AORC finish of 4th place sees them charge up the series points table. Pro Buggies made up 6 of the top 10 finishes, as Gary and Tamara Turnbull pipped Jason Noonan for 5th place. The best of the rest belonged to Extreme 2-wheel drive winners Brent Smoothie and Reese Burgess, who beat new class leaders Brett Comiskey and Corey Cooper. Mel and Melissa Brandle's Super Sunday also saw them sneak into the top 10 with 9th place ahead of Jake Freckleton and Peter Luckcraft. The Brandles' top 10 finish was at the expense of Ali Howes and Sarah Corrigan, with the Brandles also winning the Pro Light class. Other notable class results saw James Tyrrell win Sports Light.
Jody Allen finally overcame 15 times class champion Jeff Pickering to win production four-wheel drive. And John Weiss won the side-by-side sport class with new co-driver Emily Brandle.
It's been an unforgettable weekend here. A big thanks to the people of Pooncarie who've been great hosts. Now all the attention, the focus is on the big one. It's our Bathurst. The next stop on the tour is the Tats Fink Desert Race in the middle of June, the iconic off-road event. For all the latest information, keep an eye on our social media channels and go to aorc.com.au. On behalf of the team, we'll catch you next time. Bye for now.